Nature of organization is a process of defining, arranging and grouping the activities of an enterprise and establishing the authority, relationships among the persons performing these activities.
Business organization structures. First, we have the CEO, manager, supervisor, workers, and salesperson. The CEO is a chief executive officer, highest ranking person in a company or other institution, ultimately responsible for making managerial decisions. We have the manager, a person who is responsible for controlling and administrating all parts of company or similar organization. They also controls the activities, business dealings, and other aspects. Marketing management. Organize and manage marketing campaigns to raise awareness of and generate demand products and services. The rule of it was requires a diverse skill set that includes business management skills. How to study management generally offered as a specialization within management program. The fourth level is the workers, a person who does a specified type of works or who work in specific way. Some examples of workers are the employee, laborer, peasant, trader, and artisans, and many more. The last level here are the salesperson, a person whose job is selling things in stores or directly to the customers. For examples, the TM SIM card ambassadors, who sell SIM cards in a market or public places directly to the customers. The CEO is a top management level, while the manager are the middle management and the supervisors are the operational level management of the business structures.
Good morning, everyone. By the way, we are the group 4 and our assigned topic is about the nature of organization. Now, what is the nature of organization? It is a fundamental aspect of human society that shapes our interaction with one another. It provides a framework for cooperation, coordination, and achievement of shared objectives. Understanding this nature is crucial for effective management and successful functioning of various organizational settings. Formal organization is a system of well-defined jobs, each bearing a definite measure of authority, responsibility, and accountability. Informal organization. It is a network of interpersonal relationships that arises when people associate with one another. There are 3 types of organization. First, we have public sector organization, private sector organization, and non-government organization or NGO. Public sector organization. It comprises of organizations that are owned and operated by the government and exist to provide services for its citizens. Private sector organization. The private sector is the part of country's economic system that is run by the individuals and companies rather than the government. Most of the private organizations are run with the intention of making profit. And lastly, we have the non-government organization. NGO is a non-profit, citizen-based organization that functions independently of government. And that would be all. Thank you.
Good day. I am Jennifer A. Maramara, and today I'm going to report or discuss about the nature of organizations. So, an organization is a collection of people who work together and coordinate their action to achieve a wide variety of goals. They have 2 types of organizations. the formal organization and informal organization. So, formal organization is a system of well-defined jobs, each bearing a definite measure of authority, responsibility, and accountability. Example of this formal organization is like school, hospital, and church. The informal organization is a network of interpersonal relationships that arise when people associate with one another. So they have principles of organizations, the division of labor, unity of command, authority and responsibility, and span of control. So the division of labor is breaking down of jobs into simple and repetitive tasks. So the advantage of this division of labor is repetition improves performance and time savings. So what is the disadvantage of this division of labor? First, the lack of specialization, not suitable for large-scale organization. Next is the unity of command. No member of organization should report to more than one superior. An employee is responsible to only one supervisor, who in turn is responsible to only one supervisor, and so on up the organizational hierarchy. Next is the authority and responsibility. Authority is the right inherent in a manager to give order and be obeyed, required to coordinate activities in an organization, can be delegated to subordinates for proper functioning and efficient performance. So the responsibility comes with authority. So they have two types of responsibility. First is operating responsibility and ultimate responsibility. The operating responsibility can be delegated to subordinate, and the ultimate responsibility cannot be delegated. Next is the span of control. Span of control refers to the number of people the manager control. Difficult to determine that optimum number. Narrow span leads to many hierarchies and a tall organizational structure. A scalar principle, authority and responsibility shall flow in a clear and broken line from top to bottom. This implies that the organization is a hierarchy. Departmentalization, breaking down activities into specialized groups, maintain control. Massey suggests following criteria for departmentalization. First is group simple activities together based on likeness of persons, qualification, or common purpose. Activity may be grouped with other activities with which it is used safety and production. Next is the function to be assigned to executive most interest.
Our report is about types of organizational structure. Organizational structure can vary depending on the types of organization, its size, and its purpose. First, hierarchical structure. A traditional organization is structured with a clear chain of command. It's commonly found in government, agencies, and large corporations. For example, in a company, you have a CEO on the top, followed by various levels of management, departments, teams, and employees. The second one is flat structure. This structure has fewer levels of management and promotes a more decentralized decision-making process. It's often seen in smaller businesses and startups. For example, flat structure could be a small startup where employees directly report to the CEO without multiple layers of management in between. This promotes open communication and faster decision making. Third one is matrix structure. In this structure, employees report to multiple managers, and it's common in organizations with cross-functional teams such as project-based companies. For example, matrix structure could be a large engineering firm where engineers work on projects and report to both project managers for their specific project and functional managers within their engineering discipline like electrical or mechanical engineering. This structure can promote flexibility and specialization, but may also lead to power struggles or conflict between managers.
And the fourth is network structure. This is common in cooperatives and association. It involves a network of members or organization working together for a common goal. For example, development team. This team is responsible for creating and maintaining the company's software products. It includes roles like software engineers, quality assurance testers, and product designers. They work together to develop and involve the software. The fifth is team-based structure. In this structure, the organization is composed of self-managed teams that handle various aspects of the business. Example, regional offices. The organization has regional offices in major cities around the world, each acting as a semi-autonomous hub. These offices have their management teams and offer specialized services tailored to the local market.
Functional structure. The functional structure is a type of business that organizes the company into different departments based on areas of expertise. These departments serve functional units and are overseen by functional managers or department heads. Here are the different district departments of functional structure. Number 1 is production, number 2 marketing, number 3 finance, number 4 human resources, and number 5 research and development. Divisional structure. In the divisional structure, people group based on the product or service they provide, not the work they do. For example, a large corporation such as General Electric has divisions for electronics, transportation, and aviation, each with its own team of accountants, marketers, etc. An example of divisional structure is the Samsung company. The 3 divisions in the company are consumer electronics, device solutions, and information and technology and mobile communication.
A virtual organization is a modern structure that relies on remote work, where team members collaborate online instead of being physically present in the office. This approach has become increasingly common in the digital age, allowing people to work together in a different location. Non-profit organizations in the Philippines, like in many other places, have a unique structure designed to support their charitable and social missions. They typically have boards of directors, staff, and volunteers working together to achieve their specific goals, often relying on donations and grants to fund their activities. The government of the Philippines follows a specific structure with various departments, agencies, and local government units. It's organized into different branches, including the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. Each department and agency has specific roles and responsibilities within the government, and local government units have their own structures and functions to serve their respective communities. This structure is designed to ensure the efficient functioning of the government and the delivery of public services.
What is organizational theory? Organizational theory is the sociological study of the structures and operation of social organizations, including companies and Bureaucratic institutions. Organizational theory includes the analysis of the productivity and performance of organizations and the action of the employees and groups within them. 6. Organizational theories. First, classical theory. Classical theory can address the primary aspects of business formal organizational structure. This theory discusses how to divide up professional tasks in the most efficient and effective way. Classical theorists pay particular attention to the professional dynamics and relationships within an organization and how this relationship may impact the company's function and production. Second, neoclassical theory, beginning with the Hawthorne studies in the 1920s. The neoclassical theory focuses on the emotional and psychological components of people's behavior in an organization. Sociologists and psychologists found topics like leadership, moral, and cooperation contribute to professional habits and behavior. Third, modern theory, also called modern organizational theory, includes multiple management development approaches. This theory considered interaction between people within an organization and the surrounding environment, as well as the interpersonal interaction between members of the organization. Fourth, contingency theory, also called decision theory, views organization as a structure composed of choice makers and argues that there is no one right way to make a decision. Herbert A. Simon, a primary contributor to this theory, found that while people make business decisions at all levels of an organization, employees working at higher levels make the most valuable or impact choices. Motivation theory. The motivational theory includes the study of what drives and inspires members of an organization to work toward their professional goals. Theorists who support this approach argue that employees perform their job duties accurately and productively when management knows how to motivate them correctly. Open system theory. Open system theory is a concept that argues that an organization environment influences it, and understanding the impact of this influence may help managers develop more effectively their strategies.
So in lesson 5, the formal and informal organization. So in organization, it is determined by the kind of relationship that prevail in each organization type. It can be formal organization and informal organization. So now we were going to discuss what set these two types of organization apart from each other, and then we will be discuss the function or the task being type of organization, as well as their advantage and disadvantage. So my part is about the formal organization. So formal organization is referred to our organization formed by the company owner or the manager to help the firm accomplish each goal. So it is also made up of formally groups such as work group or project team, the committee. Then it is a similar form by the company authorities to support activities to achieve their objective. Technically, it is the characterized by hierarchical and reporting relationship among groups or the members, For example, of formal organization are kanang the company or kanang businesses. Example ani kay kanang bitong mga SM, Robinson or kanang mga Ayala, or kanang also a Department of Education, the Department of the Foreign Affairs or kanang bitong COA. Then ang ihang function gyud ani sa kaning formal organization kay mao ning iyang mag-accomplish sa goals, procedure, creative ideas, then mag-coordinate na siya sa matag usa, then implement po na siya sa mga balaod. Then number 5, mao ni siya ang kanang mag-orient. So ihang advantage ani kay kana bitong maka work systematically bitaw, then maka-establish on dayon siya, then wala siya duplication or kanang overlapping, then efficient coordination, then kanang implementation of the chain of the command. Then kanang ihapong disadvantage sa kaning formal organization is kanang usahay madili pod iyang feedback, then kanang ga-ignores pod sa psychological and social needs of employees. Then ang ikatulo siguro kay kanang ga-emphasize siya kanang to work only and overlooks the human relationships. So next will be Shala. She will be discuss the informal organization.
Informal organization may be defined as a network of personal and social relationships that arise as a people associate with one another in a work environment. What is the example of informal organization? Informal organizations can be more responsive to change due to the lack of rigid structures. They are inherently more oriented around the people rather than outcomes. An example would be a company softball team that allows employees to interact socially away from the formal heritage in order to build morale. So what is the purpose of informal organization? So the informal organization, the primary functions of informal is that basically to maintain cultural values of people. When the people can associate themselves with each other, society, they also feel a sense of togetherness. Consequently, another function of informal organization is to provide social satisfactions to the members. So what is the characteristic of informal organizations? Let's see. So informal groups are characterized by the personal relationships, communities of shared interest, and social networks that arise as employees to associate with one another in the workplace. How employees think, behave, and interact with one another in a formal organization is based on how personal relationships. So what are the difference between informal and formal organizations? So in an organization, there are two channels of communication, which are the formal and informal. The main difference between the two is that formal communication is backed by predefined channels, while there is no such rule for informational or informal communication. People often confuse these two.
Prepared by BPA to Section 4.